Hello, welcome to EPG Pathshala Biophysics, Paper 2, Quantum Biophysics. I am Angshuman Lahiri, Associate Professor, Department of Biophysics, Molecular Biology and Bioinformatics, University of Calcutta. In this paper today, we are going to take up Module 12, that is pi electron approximation for planar molecules. In an example in the previous module, we have seen that electrons occupying p orbitals can separately overlap and form bonds, which are usually called pi bonds. In the present module, we will discuss the approach where the molecular orbital theory is applied to these so-called pi electrons only. This actually formed the advent of the semi-empirical approach as opposed to the ab initio methods in quantum chemistry. In the ab initio approach, all the electronic integrals were evaluated explicitly. However, in semi-empirical methods, because of the neglect of some electrons, the integrals have to be estimated in some other manner, mostly by fitting to experimental data. The pi electron method is necessarily very approximate. It gained popularity because of its simplicity of approach and its ability to explain many chemical properties of many conjugated organic compounds. However, because of its inherent approximations, its accuracy was limited and has been largely superseded by self-consistent field methods. The pi electron approximation forms an important milestone in the history of quantum chemistry. Just 4 years after the seminal paper by Hitler and London on the hydrogen molecule, Huckel published his approach for dealing with pi electron systems, and the method still retains some of its relevance. In a certain sense, this approach was one of the most fruitful applications of quantum chemistry because of the wide range of organic molecules that were amenable to this approach. This approach was also significant for biophysics since many of these molecules form the basis of all living matter. Another advantage of this treatment is that the approximations involved are quite simple to understand and should be accessible to beginners, while the good correlation of its quantitative predictions with experimental results, particularly spectroscopy, were of significant interest to experts. In this module, our objectives are to describe the ethylene molecule on the basis of the pi electron approximation and calculate its ground state and excited state energies and wave functions. To learn about the mathematical formalism for dealing with pi electronic systems as proposed in the Huckel molecular orbital method, to learn about the approximations involved in the Huckel molecular orbital method. So we start by revisiting the case of ethylene. As we mentioned in the introduction, we shall apply the molecular orbital theory to a class of carbon compounds, assuming that only the pi electrons in the valence shells are significant. The rest, including all the hydrogen atoms, we will completely ignore. From this point of view, ethylene, which has a formula of C2H4, has only 2 pi electrons, and therefore it is formally similar to the hydrogen molecule H2, which has 2 electrons in the ground state. Therefore, for any one of these pi electrons, we shall write the LCAO-MO equation, that is the linear combination of atomic orbital molecular orbital equation as capital Psi equals C1 psi 1 plus C2 psi 2, where psi 1 and psi 2 are the 2pz orbitals of carbon atoms 1 and 2, which are at infinite separation. The molecular orbital psi constructed in this fashion has to satisfy the Schrödinger equation given by H psi equals E psi, as you can see on the screen. The electrons are considered here to be independent, so that the repulsion due to the interaction of one pi electron with the other pi electron is not included in the Hamiltonian. If we now substitute the expression of psi in equation 1 into the Schrödinger equation and follow the procedure for hydrogen molecule as outlined in module 10, we get the equation sum over j equals 1 to 2 Hij minus epsilon Sij Cj equals 0, I running from 1 to 2, which is a set of two simultaneous equations for I equals 1 and 2, which may be solved for the LCAO coefficients C1 and C2. We can recast the last equation in the form of a matrix equation, where, as you can see on the screen, the matrix elements are H11 minus epsilon S11, H12 minus epsilon S12, H21 minus epsilon S21, H22 minus epsilon S22, and this matrix multiplies the column vector of the LCAO coefficients C1 and C2, and the product of this should be equal to 0. The requirement for the existence of non-trivial roots of this equation leads to a vanishing of the secular determinant as given in this equation. So we can find that the determinant of H11 minus epsilon S11, H12 minus epsilon S12, H21 minus epsilon S21, H22 minus epsilon S22 is equal to 0, which can be written also in a condensed form as shown in this equation. Determinant Hij minus epsilon Sij equals 0, I and j runs over 1 to 2. The last two equations are formally similar to the molecular orbital treatment of hydrogen molecule, although there are some important differences. We have to remember that the pi electrons are 2pz electrons and not 1s electrons as in the hydrogen molecule. That means the integrals will in general have different values. We will now proceed by treating the integrals in an empirical manner. For example, we take the Coulomb integrals H11, which is equal to H22 as alpha, and the exchange integrals H21, which is equal to H12 as beta. Since the 2pz atomic orbitals of carbon are normalized, we have S11 equals S22 equals 1. We will also neglect the overlap integrals S12 and S21 as in the case of the hydrogen molecule. Then the secular determinant for ethylene can be written in the form as you see on the screen: determinant alpha minus epsilon beta alpha minus epsilon equal to 0. Now, solving this determinant equation will give us a quadratic equation for epsilon. The solutions of this equation, which we will call epsilon plus and epsilon minus, will be epsilon plus equals alpha plus beta and epsilon minus is equal to alpha minus beta. Again, these expressions have a lot of similarity with those of the hydrogen molecule for the situation in which the overlap integral S is neglected, but the situation is not completely identical. Because of the difference in the orbitals involved in the integrals, the parameters alpha and beta are necessarily different. For the ethylene molecule, we will take alpha equals minus 13.2 electron volt, which is a negative quantity. The exchange parameter beta will also be different, but since its value is negative, it makes alpha plus lower in energy than alpha minus. The two energy levels of ethylene are conventionally written as pi and pi star. The lower energy level will be populated by the two pi electrons with opposite spins to form the ground state of the system, so that the ground state energy of the molecule is given by epsilon 0 equals 2 epsilon plus equals 2 alpha plus 2 beta. The energy gap between the two levels comes out as delta epsilon equals alpha minus beta minus alpha plus beta, and that is equal to minus 2 beta. A standard way of estimating the parameter beta is to measure the characteristic UV absorption wavelength lambda of ethylene due to the pi-pi star transition. It has been found that minus 2 beta equals Hc by lambda, or beta equals minus 2.8 electron volt, which is about minus 60 kilocalorie per mole. In the figure, you can see the schematic diagram of the energy levels and ground state configuration of ethylene. The ground state energy level is alpha plus beta, and this is populated by two electrons with opposite spins. The alpha minus beta energy level is the excited state. The ground state is called the pi state, and the excited state is called the pi star state. The lowering of the energy by an amount 2 beta can be thought of as due to pi bond formation. Since the electrons involved are considered to be spread over both the carbons, the magnitude of this energy, that is the absolute value 2 beta, is called the pi delocalization energy, or simply pi energy. Considering that there are 2 pi electrons in ethylene, the pi energy per electron, epsilon delocalization or epsilon d, equals the absolute value of beta, and that is equal to 2.8 electron volt. The concept of this pi energy in molecules with long pi electron chains proves to be quite useful in understanding their physicochemical properties. The coefficients C1 and C2 for the ethylene molecule can now be determined using the previous equations. We can rewrite the matrix equation as alpha minus epsilon, beta, beta, alpha minus epsilon, multiplying the column vector C1, C2 equal to 0. This is two simultaneous equations for C1 and C2 given by alpha minus epsilon C1 plus beta C2 equals 0 and beta C1 plus alpha minus epsilon C2 equals 0. These have to be solved for each of the energies epsilon plus and epsilon minus. It is easy to find that wave functions for the bonding and antibonding situations are psi plus equals 1 by square root of 2, psi 1 plus psi 2, and psi minus equals 1 by square root of 2, psi 1 plus psi 2. Evidently, these wave functions are different from those for the hydrogen molecule, since these are constructed by superposing the extended 2pz orbitals of carbon. The bonding psi plus and the antibonding psi minus orbitals obtained by the above procedure are called pi and pi star orbitals respectively. Next, we introduce Huckel's molecular orbital theory. As we have already mentioned in the introduction, larger polyatomic molecules having a number of pi electrons are important in organic chemistry as well as in biology. Typical examples are the DNA bases and the protein backbone. DNA, for example, is known to possess a strong absorption band at 260 nanometer, attributable to pi star transition in its base pairs. A simple approach for understanding the properties of these molecules is provided by Huckel's molecular orbital, or in short, HMO theory. The Huckel molecular orbital method can be used to determine the pi electronic energy levels for planar molecules having many carbon atoms. In the following, we generalize the approach used for ethylene to a polyatomic planar molecule with n carbon atoms, each contributing a single pi electron to the system. We assume that the pi electrons are delocalized over all the carbon atoms so that the 1 electron molecular orbital can be written as psi equals C1 psi 1 plus C2 psi 2 as written on the screen, and which can be written compactly as sum over Ci psi I, where I runs from 1 to capital N. Here the normalized atomic orbitals psi I correspond to the different carbon atoms in the polyatomic molecule. An important point to note that as these orbitals do not refer to the same atom, they are not orthogonal to one another, and the overlap integrals are not necessarily zero. However, for ethylene, these integrals were neglected. If we use that approximation for the general case also, the normalization condition for the molecular orbital psi becomes C1 square plus C2 square plus C3 square up to Cn square equals sum over Ci square equals 1. The Ci square are the contributions from each atomic orbital I to the electron probability density. The 1 electron molecular orbital psi satisfies the Schrödinger equation H psi equals epsilon psi. In the Huckel method, one assumes that the Hamiltonian operator for a pi electron does not include the electrostatic repulsion term due to interaction with other pi electrons. Therefore, the Hamiltonian operator can be written as minus h bar square by 2m del square plus Vr, where Vr equals minus E square by R is the attractive core potential of the atom to which the pi electron belongs. The core is comprised of the nucleus and all other electrons except the pi electron. Proceeding as in the case of the ethylene molecule, we obtain a set of n equations j equals 1 to n hij minus epsilon sij cj equals 0, I equals 1 to n satisfied by the LCAO coefficients. As in the earlier treatments, the requirement of the non-triviality of the solution leads to an n by n secular determinant equation, determinant of hij minus epsilon sij equals 0, where I and j run from 1 to capital N. The Huckel approximations. Evidently, the solution of the secular equation will, in general, yield n solutions for the molecular energy levels epsilon. Huckel proposed a number of simplifying assumptions commonly known as the Huckel approximations for solving this secular determinant equation. The first of the assumptions is all Coulomb integrals Hii are the same in all conjugated carbon molecules. Therefore, irrespective of the molecule being ethylene or benzene or similar such molecules, we shall put Hii equals alpha. All exchange integrals hij, where I not equal to j, equals beta, where I and j refer to neighboring carbon atoms. However, these integrals are assumed to be 0 for all non-neighboring carbon atoms. The parameter beta will be ascribed a negative value. All overlap integrals Sij, where I not equal to j, are considered to be negligibly small and therefore put equal to 0. Because of the drastic simplifications introduced by the Huckel approximations, we need only to substitute the Coulomb and the exchange integrals by the Huckel parameters alpha and beta in those cases where they are non-zero. In the Huckel molecular orbital method, these values are also assumed to be the same for all hydrocarbons. However, the situation is more complex for heteroatomic molecules. For example, for a different type of atom X, for example a nitrogen atom N, the Coulomb integral will be parameterized as HII equals alpha plus HX beta. The exchange integral will be parameterized in a similar fashion. For example, for a pair of neighboring atoms C and X as Hij equals KCX beta. Evidently, Hx and KCX have to vanish when only carbon atoms are involved. That is, Hc equals 0 and KCC equals 1. The exact values of the parameters Hx and KCX have to be estimated for different types of atoms X. In the more complicated situation, where there are two neighboring atoms X and Y, which are non-carbon atoms, the parameters Hx, Hy, and Kxy have to be separately estimated. Now we discuss the construction of the secular determinants for the Huckel molecular orbital method. The popularity of the Huckel molecular orbital method partly stems from the fact that the Huckel approximations simplify the calculation of the n by n secular determinant equation to such an extent that calculators are sufficient to determine the energy levels epsilon for smaller molecules. Taking into account these approximations, a general secular determinant equation for a pure hydrocarbon can be expressed in terms of the parameters alpha and beta as shown in the equation on the screen, where the elements in the determinant are, in the first row, alpha minus epsilon, beta, 0, 0, up to H1n. In the second row, the elements are beta, alpha minus epsilon, beta, 0, 0, 0, 0, beta, alpha minus epsilon, beta, and so on. 0, 0, beta, alpha minus epsilon, beta, so on. The last row, the elements will be Hn minus 1, 0, 0, so on, the beta alpha minus epsilon. This determinant will be equal to 0. This will give us n solutions for the energy level epsilon. For each of the solutions for epsilon, the corresponding molecular wave function psi will be obtained by solving n simultaneous equations for the LCAO coefficients C1 to C capital N. Therefore, we can write a matrix equation as you can see: alpha minus epsilon beta 0 0 H1n, beta alpha minus epsilon beta 0 so on, continues in a similar fashion, and the last row is Hn minus 1 0 0 beta alpha minus epsilon, multiplying the column vector C1, C2, C3, C4 up to Cn, and the product of this equal to 0. We note that all the diagonal elements in this matrix are equal to alpha minus epsilon. For a linear chain molecule, the elements H1n equals Hn1 is equal to 0, since the first and the last carbon atoms are non-neighbors. However, for a ring structure, we must put H1n equals Hn1 equals beta, as the first and the last carbon atoms are neighbors. Since the right-hand side of the last two equations is 0, it is customary to simplify these equations further by dividing the determinants or matrices by beta. We introduce a new parameter x defined by x equals alpha minus epsilon by beta, so that epsilon equals alpha minus x beta. So the previous two equations can now be expressed in a much simpler form in terms of this parameter x as determinant x1 0 0 1 x1 0 0 0 1 x1 0 0 0 0 beta x 0 0 1 x equals 0, and the matrix equation x1 0 0 1 x1 0 0 1 x1 0 0 0 1 x, multiplying the column vector C1, C2, C3, C4 up to Cn equals 0. So let us briefly summarize the main points of this module. The pi electron approximation belongs to a class of semi-empirical methods for solving the wave equation for molecules. In the semi-empirical approach, the electronic integrals are not evaluated explicitly but replaced by suitable parameters. The Huckel molecular orbital, or the HMO method, proposes a set of approximations and a mathematical formalism for predicting the chemical properties of a large class of conjugated carbon compounds in terms of the pi electrons. The method provides a simple approach for obtaining the ground and excited state properties of these molecules. Thank you.